This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, a baby stops breathing
I could tell she was choking.
when a hysterical mother cries for help.
The lady started hollering, "Help me, my baby's choking."
Her child's life lies in the hands of a stranger. Plus, one's loss
Almost every time a donation possibility occurs, it occurs because of a tragedy.
is another's only chance for hope.
I don't want him to have to grow up without a dad.
On Rescue 911.
On Halloween afternoon in 1990, Mary Cruz took her two young daughters, 9-month-old Brittany and 2-year-old Amber, to her mother's house to dress for trick-or-treating so their grandmother could see them in their costumes. Halloween is usually a time when make-believe ghosts and goblins scare us. But it's all too easy, as Mary found out, for a small child to get into real trouble.
Don't mess with Grandma's things, Amber. I'll make your lunch in just a minute, okay?
My oldest daughter, she's got a habit of getting into everything.
Amber!
So she started going to my mother's room. I went to go see what she was doing.
Amber, honey, no. Don't jump on Grandma's bed. Come on. No, Amber, sit down. Come on, we've got things to do. Look what you've done to her bed. Oh, goodness.
When we continue,
I was scared, I was panicky, and cars were passing by, and they would just look at me and keep going by.
Southwestern Bell telephone repairman Art Molina had been at a house across the street earlier the same day to install a phone.
Normally, when a customer's not there, we just tag the door and we leave. I don't know what it was that brought me back. Something brought me back to that location.
Come on, I've got to make lunch. You sit down, and I will be right back, but sit down.
When I came back, I could tell she was choking. I knew I could have done the Heimlich maneuver, but I didn't. I just picked her up and ran out into the middle of the street.
God, Brittany!
I was scared, I was panicky, and I just wanted to go get some help. Cars were passing by, and they would just look at me and keep going by.
Stop! Please, somebody help us!
She was very cold. Her lips were purple, and her eyes were rolled back. I think she had died on me, you know?
And I heard a lady hollering for help. She was carrying a baby, and I thought that the pickup had hit the baby. And as I got close to the truck, the lady started hollering, "Help me, my baby's choking."
Somebody help!
I just felt somebody pull her from my arms. It was like an angel sent from heaven.
Let me have the baby, come on.
When I saw the baby, I didn't know who was more scared, me or her, because I thought I had a dead baby in my hands.
She's not breathing. Help her, save her, please. Come on,
I
Brittany.
did the back blows, and I checked her pulse, and I couldn't feel nothing.
Baby, please, come on, Brittany.
I was scared.
Come on, baby, come on.
I couldn't remember the proper steps or anything.
Go call 911, hurry.
So I says, "Lord, please help me remember what I need to
Come on,
do."
baby, breathe.
Performing CPR on the baby.
701.
The call for help came into the Odessa Fire Department. Rescue workers were immediately dispatched, including paramedic Randy Grissom.
They're in the street.
I was a little worried about getting there on time. Whenever we have a child choking, you've usually got only 6 minutes before brain damage does start occurring.
Once I started getting into my CPR, someone turned the volume off, and it was just me and the baby.
Come on, come on. Let me catch the girl. I got it.
This guy reached down, and he was going to take the baby. And I told him, I says, no, this is mine.
I thought I had a good, clear shot. Everything was working great. All of a sudden, the cross arms come down, the lights come on the railroad crossing, and I had to find me another route real fast.
I thought I heard a siren coming, and then I thought I heard it leaving, but I didn't have time to even think about that.
Come on, baby, come on.
I had turned my face sideways, and then I saw her little stomach just move up, and then her eyes opened up.
Come on.
And then she took a deep breath, and I says, thank you.
Oh, my God. When I came back from calling 911, she was already sitting on his lap, just looking around.
And that's when the mom started hugging and kissing me, telling me, you saved my baby, you saved my baby.
By the time we got there, the baby had gotten its color back. It was doing great. CPR is not a substitute for the Heimlich. They are actually two different things. But the chest compressions he did may have contributed to getting the object out. So I'm real glad he was there and it worked.
As I was walking back to where I was going to try to finish my job, my body just went bananas, I guess. I started shaking and I couldn't stop shaking. After work, I went up there to check on her. And Brittany just came up to me and she hugged me like I was just one of the family.
In the 2 years since the incident, Art Molina has kept up with Brittany and her family.
I love him because he didn't stop from helping her. He didn't stop. He kept trying, and he brought her back. I really think he's a hero. I really do.
I just did my best. Through Southwesternville, we get trained to do CPR, and we're certified every 3 years. So the only thing I knew to do was just go through my motions of trying to save that baby's life.
Ready to go? Okay, jump.
My sister choked on the apple. She was still a baby, and it was a long time she growled. I love her very, 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 very much.
You gonna do it by yourself? Okay. If it was ever to happen again, I'm gonna try not to panic because I think that's the worst thing you could do. I would definitely recommend for any mother to take CPR. You have to be prepared because you never know what might happen.
Next.
My son, he's 4 years old. I want to be here for him. I don't want him to have to grow up without a dad.
At Presbyterian University Hospital in Pittsburgh, a worldwide center for organ transplants, terminally ill patients live every day with the uncertainty of whether they will receive the donor organ they so desperately need. This story is not a recreation. It's the reality of facing death while holding on to the hope that there will be many more tomorrows.
Every day we assume the sun's coming up. We assume the car is going to start. These are all assumptions. The power can go off, the battery can be dead in the car, and we can lose our health. Life itself, we take for granted.
2 years ago, 49-year-old Bill Loving was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver. Bill is now so ill, he will die within a year if he does not get a transplant.
I came in as a backup to another patient, and you sit and you wait. You don't want this other person not to be able to be transplanted, but at the same time, you want to live too. My son, his name's Billy, he's 4 years old, and he's a special gift. I want to be here for him. I don't want him to have to grow up without a dad. I'll rub that one in.
38-year-old Frank Hughes suffers from a degenerative heart condition. For more than a year, he's been waiting for a transplant. He's not expected to survive 6 more months without one.
It makes you think about death. It makes you think about God. It makes you think about my little girl's future.
We are at a point now where he cannot come home. He has to stay here. He's always been a big macho type man, construction worker, and when they said that he had a heart disease that would eventually kill him, I couldn't believe it.
I'm just a young man, and to be this close to death is it's frightening.
Center for Organ Recovery and Education, this is Lynn, you're on a recorded line.
Hi, Lynn. This is Patty, charge nurse from the trauma unit at Allegheny General Hospital. We have a patient here that could be a potential organ donor.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Age?
Almost every time a donation possibility occurs, it occurs because of a tragedy. The families, we hope, are looking for something positive. Maybe some good can come out of their loss.
Was the family approached at all?
Not yet. We just are in the process of contacting family.
Okay.
Very early on the morning of December 15th, 1992, Bill Loving's 50th birthday, he gets a wake-up call from Dr. Roland Costa.
Mr. Bill, it's Dr. Costa. How are you? I had a good news for you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Got one?
You had a good liver for you.
Oh.
Okay? And congratulations.
I knew it was going to be birthday.
I'm not the least bit afraid of this operation. I look forward to it with anticipation because it's where all the hope is for me.
Right now, we're just going out to the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport. We're simply going to go to the U.S. Air Gate for the commercial flight that's bringing the organ in.
What I'm going to do is just listen to your heart and your lungs. First your lungs. Nice deep breath in and out for me. Deep breath. Great.
We're with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education. We're going to pick up a liver off of this flight that just came in.
Bill's former wife and close friend, Carol Loving, brings their son in to see his father once more before the surgery.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Bye. Thank you, son. Thank you, son. Come here. How you doing, buddy?
Billy, he was real good. He was real excited that his daddy was going to get all better.
You won't be able to come see me for a couple, 3 days, but then you'll see me again. And you'll come in, and I'll say, sky's the limit, bud. Okay? And I'll be around to be your daddy for a long, long time. Okay?
Can I come with you?
You can come just so far, son. I don't think you'd want to come all the way with me today. On the flip side.
Yeah.
Yes. This is it.
When we got to the operating door, I was scared. I had a fear. You never know how it's going to turn out.
One of the members of the transplant team is Surgeon Carlos Scotti.
I can tell you something very important that I learned here. There are heroes in this job, but the most important hero is the donor and the donor's family. They understand they can prolong the life of their own, just giving life to somebody else. And they understand the meaning of life and death. It's a difficult surgery. This is an unforgiving surgery. If you do a mistake, the patient will die.
Once the diseased liver is removed, Chief Transplant Surgeon John Fung is brought in to oversee the implantation of the donor liver.
For liver transplantation, the general average is now about 80% of the patients still live at 1 year. We would anticipate that with the current success, that probably about 70% of the patients should still be alive at 5 years. All right, this is the new liver. As you can see, it's much smoother, very soft. This is the way a normal liver is. Scissors, please.
See the color of the liver now.
Immediately after the liver is put in and the blood flow is restored to the liver, the next couple hours after that happens are the crucial period. The operation went well.
Okay.
Well, that's all I can say. Now we're going to have to keep our fingers crossed and hope that the liver works.
There was such a weight off my shoulders, you know, just to know that everything went great.
You gotta give Mom a hug. Come on, Mom.
3 days before Christmas, Frank Hughes' long wait for a new heart is finally over.
Remember.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Okay.
His surgeon is Dr. C. Pham.
The critical point during Frank's surgery is to move quickly enough so that we do not let the donor heart wait for a long time, because the longer the wait, the higher the likelihood that it will not work properly.
2.5 hours into surgery, the donor heart is placed in Frank's body.
Bill?
Hi. Good to see you tonight.
How are you? Bill? Hi.
Hi.
4 weeks after the successful transplant surgery, Bill's new liver is functioning well.
Thank you for saving my dad.
Oh, you're welcome.
They always autopsy the old liver, the old organ when it comes out.
Good. Glad to hear that.
I was found to have early-stage cancer in the liver that was excised from me. Without the transplant, liver cancer would have consumed me within 6 months.
I'm excited.
Frank is also recovering very well.
Everything okay?
If I could talk to the family that donated their son's heart, their husband's heart, all I could do is show my greatest thanks. I can't thank them enough.
The preliminary report, it looked like it's very good. So far, no rejection yet.
My main intention is to go back to work and provide for my family and hopefully live long enough to see my little girl go through college.
Just get lazy.
On the average, 7 patients in the United States a day die waiting for organ transplant. If one person would donate all of the potential organs and tissues, he can positively affect about 400 people's lives.
I can breathe better. I can walk further. It's a miracle. There's no other way to describe it. It's just a miracle. The difference in the way that I feel now and the way that I felt just 3 months ago. I made it through. I'm here. I'm living proof that transplants do work.
Watch your step now.
There were those days that I felt like I was just kind of tagging along, and Dad just kind of had to huff and puff and try to keep up.
No, I don't need help.
I want to see this. Yeah!
Today, I'm out there and I feel like I'm his buddy. I can be a dad. I can be those things that a child looks for in their father. The kind of things that when you're sick, you wish you could do, you can't do.
You don't give life only to a single people. You give life to a family. You give life to a society.
I do everything I can to try to make people understand what it is, or what that level of appreciation is like to be alive, to have that spark of life from someone else who's gone. Day doesn't go by that I'm not keenly aware of my appreciation for that family. And I thank them so very much. The spark of life that's in me gives eternal life to their loved one, because they'll never be forgotten.
Nearly 1 out of every 3 people on the nationwide transplant list for hearts and livers will die while waiting for a donor organ. If you are willing to give the gift of life, carry a donor card or tell members of your family that you are willing to become a donor. This series is dedicated to all the men, women, and children who choose to get involved when a life is at stake. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.